Well, good evening from Lan Kwai Fong in what seems to be a rather unexpected front line here in Central. You can see some astronauts have just turned up, and we have a bit of a bizarre scene occasionally over the last hour or two with some of the barking dogs from the riot cops who are in full gear today, along with the likes of Doraemon, which has been on the front lines, and a lot of these guys in V for Vendetta masks, which are quite popular. Now the big question, of course, is are they protesting or are they Halloween revelers? I think we can tell by some of the chanting that they're here to protest. Now police, according to some of the pro-Beijing media, may be approaching people tonight, asking them to remove their mask as part of the anti-mask law, especially if they chant like this. And this may prompt police to do some identity checks. This was meant to be a human chain event with people linking hands from Causeway Bay down to here. There are not that many people apparently turned up at the moment in Causeway Bay, but certainly police are now blocking this key entertainment district in Lan Kwai Fong. Every year, in fact, there are usually some pedestrian sort of lockdown because of the heaving crowds, but obviously first time we're seeing cops in full riot gear over here. We're going to talk to one of the revelers. He's not a protester, right?
Yep.
We're not protesting tonight, but you are wearing a V for Vendetta mask, which is quite political. Why this mask?
Because I just watched the movie today, and I find it very meaningful. Yeah, for the first time, and I really love it.
Obviously, it's probably quite meaningful to the politics of what's happening this summer. What message did you get from the movie?
The government should be afraid of people instead of people being afraid of the government.
So tonight you're celebrating Halloween strictly. I've not heard you chanting. Have you been going to any of the other protests, the lawful assemblies this summer?
For the first few times, yes, but and then I steadily quit it. Yeah.
What's your plan to get home? Because they're going to close the MTR at 9 o'clock.
They always close the MTR at around 9 or 10. The monopoly just made a curfew for the past few months, or for the past month.
So it feels like a curfew.
Yeah. And I always choose to take bus or taxi.
Bus for you tonight, or taxi, okay. You're right on the front line, just a few meters away here from the barking dogs and maybe several dozen riot police. And you know about the anti-mask law, of course. Are you a bit concerned standing so near?
Yeah, quite, but as I'm not a protester, and I don't think it is a gather or any kind of, it's just a celebration of Halloween. I don't think it is a problematic thing. And the problematic thing is the dog, because surely it is very nervous.
Yeah.
I don't see why they always put a dog at the front.
Do you think this is a bit provocative tonight?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Be safe. Happy Halloween. Okay, yeah, it seems the police are a bit spooked by plans tonight, and we got a preemptive press release from them a couple of days ago saying that they expect an unlawful assembly and they advise people to be wary. We've already seen some tear gas over in Kowloon. Let's go and speak to some other revelers / protesters down here. A lot of people obviously not afraid to be chanting slogans. Have you been chanting slogans tonight?
Where I can, if it's in English.
Well, this is a bit different because we just spoke to a guy there. He is strictly a reveller celebrating Halloween.
Yeah.
Clearly doesn't want any trouble from the police, but some protesters have been warned, today that if you're going to wear a mask and chant, you might get ID checks. Are you worried?
Yeah, of course I'm worried. But there's you don't often get the opportunity in life to stand up for something which is important. I've never celebrated Halloween. Halloween means nothing to me, but today I felt that I wanted to celebrate it.
You're from Hong Kong? You live around here?
I'm from the Southern Hemisphere.
I can hear the accent. But you're not concerned about a night in the cells over in Hong Kong?
Of course I don't want to spend a night in the cell, but I think there's certain things that are worth spending a night in the cell for.
So the fight for democracy here, people chanting, 5 demands, you're fully supportive of that this evening?
Very supportive of it.
You've been going to any other protests?
Whenever I'm in Hong Kong, I go to the protests.
So not your first rodeo. And have you got a plan to get home, considering that there's some transport lockdown in about 20 minutes?
I drove in.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you'll make some friends to try and shuttle them out.
I usually do offer people lifts home. Yeah.
Okay. let's have a quick look around at some of the other sights and sounds tonight. I think by far the most popular mask is the V for Vendetta ones today, and I'd say about 50% of folks are wearing a mask. There's a Carrie Lam one down there we'll have a look at. Here's a Joker mask, right up to date with Hollywood. Cat girl? What's the cat lady superhero? Is it Cat Girl? I can't tell. Why Winnie the Pooh?
Because it's like a presidency.
Looks like President Xi Jinping. Okay. And Pepe. Nice to see you out tonight too. Pepe the Frog has been reclaimed by protesters. Here we have some more guys turning up in a red bomber suits, sort of Santa-like romper suits, in their V for Vendetta masks. Pretty creepy. We have some pigs here, looking like the HK Forum mascot. And as you can see, a lot of heckling going on down here, all the way up to the bottom of Lan Kwai Fong there. But beyond that, there seems to be other people just celebrating. Some of the MTR exits have closed. Ocean Park, of course, we reported today, they've cancelled some of their festivities. Hello, Carrie.
Hello.
You may be the scariest person in Hong Kong.
No.
Hey, carry on, Carrie. There's another Carrie Lam over there, two of them in fact. Apple Daily put on the front of their edition today a mask that looked like a cop. A lot of people joking that they're the scariest thing. So certainly no fear tonight from a lot of the people masked chanting. We're going to see how it goes this evening. We've got our reporter Jennifer over in Prince Edward, but from the Halloween festivities and protests, that's good night from me for now.